vanquished by Bielsa's band of brothers, who ultimately lost in the final. Athletic rocked by the absence of Ian Sanset, 17 goals this season because of hamstring trouble, so Alex Berenguer moves to the number 10 role. Nico Williams comes in, he scored the last time these teams met in a friendly in Dublin at the start of last season, so the two brothers play together. The only change from the last league match against Las Palmas is the return of regular Europa League goalkeeper Julen Aguirre Zabala. Well, it's quite a change from the old place, but one thing that does remain is the vociferous nature of the atmosphere. And there is a familiar face in the athletic ranks. Oscar De Marcos scored in both legs of that Europa League last 16 tie 13 years ago, up against Bruno Fernandes, the United captain. Espen Eskås of Norway is the referee. An all-Norwegian on-pitch team, but in the VAR booth, an Italian pair led by Alejandro Di Paolo. Well, United are very close to the side that started both legs of that wild ride against Lyon in the quarter-finals, but Diogo Dalot's injury means that Mazraoui is needed at wing-back. Victor Lindelof starts in the centre of defence. Many expected Luke Shaw to play there, but Ruben Amorim says they're still managing his minutes. Amad Diallo and Matthijs de Ligt are among the substitutes. A real bonus that for United. And the players gathering round the centre circle, as has been the case in all of the UEFA matches this week. A moment of reflection on the life of Pope Francis. United donning their blue change strip, and so much resting on the broad shoulders of Bruno Fernandes. And the rich gifts of Nico Williams, they hope the majority here will come to the fore in the next 90 minutes. Well, it's hard to believe, glorious spring weather today in this fair city. The first time United came here in their first foray into European football in the quarter-finals. The match was played in a snowstorm, and Athletic won by 5 goals to 3. United managing to overturn that deficit at Old Trafford. What a sight it is. They've had to extend the roof since it was originally built. The original did not have quite enough coverage from the rain that often falls in these parts. Well, no doubt that this is a real pressure occasion for Athletic Club, the prospect of hosting a European final and playing in it at the same time. While for Manchester United, as we were saying throughout their quarter-final against Lyon, their season comes down to this. On the glorious San Mamés stage, revamped, totally rebuilt, but it has kept its soul. And it's quite a prospect for Manchester United tonight, Michael Brown.
Yes, it's a big opportunity for them. What a stadium to play in. You've seen the support there. As a player walking out with that behind you, certainly uplifting. Can Manchester United uplift themselves? Been very inconsistent, we know, all season. And they're going to be put under a lot of pressure, turned around and pressed. Can they cope with it?
Losing out is Marouane Sanadi. Berenguer operating just behind him. He's a versatile player, can play off the side as well. And Luis de Galarreta getting involved, and now Marouane Sanadi, Berenguer, picked up here by Jaureguiza. Hoyland nipping in well. Azraoui. Athletic looking to pen them in early. And Nico Williams with his first foray and a safety first approach from Dorgan.
I think that's what you want, isn't it? An attacking option, someone driving to the line, putting pressure, psychological edge at the start of games. Really positives if he just pushes it, runs and then just flicks the ball across with good delivery. Manchester United on the back foot very quickly in the game.
And the effort bouncing all the way from Inigo Ruiz de Galarreta. Andre Onana, quite a contrast in emotion between first and second leg in the quarter-final. Ultimately his errors, or certainly error in Lyon, were not costly. But again under microscopic scrutiny tonight. Loose ball there, which Nico Williams is so quick to pick up on. It's the old head of De Marcos, if he'll forgive me. Sanadi will get it back. Pressure, and that's something that United are certainly going to have to live with. Fernandes, free kick there, the challenge for Berenguer.
Well, that's what they're going to do, isn't it? Not give you a minute, try and put the pressure on, keep the tempo, the atmosphere. It's so important to try and set the tone for the whole game. The experience the manager has, we know. Manchester United composed. Can they get into better areas?
Hoyland making his first real inroad for United. It's Casemiro, well over 100 European games, but in an attacking sense he wouldn't have had a greater influence in too many more than that second leg against Lyon. Nacho name-checked as a real vital cog in the wheel by Ruben Amorim in his pre-match interview with our colleagues from the British broadcasters. It's got to be a good outlet for them. Bruno Fernandes with a neat contribution. Garnacho may be in here. He's through the challenge and takes the chance, but the flag up. And United joy cut short.
One of those, it's a flick round the corner, good pressure from Manchester United. Let's get another look along the line. He goes very, very quickly. He gets a little bit of luck. Excellent finish, managed to stay upright, but the flag straight away goes up against him.
Just the additional scrutiny in the video booth, it certainly looked from that evidence that the on-field decision by Espineskos was correct. Espineskos and his team. But the check continues. And in a high-stakes encounter like a semi-final, it must be thorough. And as we suspected, it remains 0-0.
See, I know it takes a lot of time, more than we want really, but to come to the right outcome at this stage of the game is important. We all understand that. I don't mind it takes a touch extra time to get to the decision. We did look and see if that was going to be the case. We pretty much called it, but double checked and made sure they got it exactly right.
Maguire searching for the precise blade of grass to take this free kick as well. It's all part of it, however frustrated they might get. And they'll make their frustration heard. Historically been something of a different football culture in this particular part of Spain. Very, as many clubs are, influenced by the English game. Manchester finding Berenguer, will go himself, and Onana had to be in the wide awake club.
And that's the point as well. You're looking straight away. The pressure's coming. You can't get out of your feet. The press is really quick. And he takes it on, doesn't he, Berenguer? A great strike. Comfortable in the end, down to the right-hand side.
Fernandez sprawling. He felt he was fouled. The things working against Berenguer. The slip on his weaker foot. Potential here. And Berchiche able to meet it and head wide.
Got caught a little bit there, Manchester United. Good delivery, and it just swings. First contact. To be better, to be cleaner, but Manchester United don't make it.
Enjoying the plaudits. Pressure on Danny Vivian. Flicked on by Iñaki Williams, the older of the two brothers. His parents crossed the Sahara on foot to reach Spain and search for a better life for their boys. Certainly enjoying life. The club they call home. Fernandez, that's a gorgeous ball. Garnacho has an opportunity. Højlund busting a gut to get there in the middle. Garnacho well enough marshalled initially. Mazraoui. And tidied up eventually by Yuri Berchiche. The boy born in the Basque Country to an Algerian father. Well, had the ball in the net, and there certainly appears to be a bit of potential involving Garnacho in particular.
I think that's the point as well. Bruno Fernandes dropping in, and then straight away the outlets there for Garnacho wherever possible. They do seem to be the key, don't they? Just make things happen. You've got a lovely playmaking, someone with pace, someone will run in wider positions.
Nana able to field it briefly. Inconvenienced by Manchester, who was signed in the winter window. Fellow Basque club Alaves.
This on build-up now. Can you play over it at times? Højlund could be an outball. I just think they're inviting a little bit of pressure. If they're not comfortable, they're not good enough on it. You can see it here.
Sometimes there just is no way out, but they're let off somewhat by a heavy touch from Nico Williams. And ultimately, Danny Vivian has to come in with real determination. Sanadi. Berenguer's cross! Oh, and over the top by Iñaki Williams. And a really good opportunity there.
Build-up, great play, delivery, excellent. You see him break the line there in between the two defenders. At that point, you've got to block him, you've got to make sure you don't get that run. But when the quality's there like that, the ball's so inviting, it's just a little head down. You talk as a youngster, can you head it down? He doesn't really have that sort of position to nudge it. He tries to just use it and flick it far corner. He gets it all wrong.
Casemiro trying to master a difficult ball. Dorgu well advanced and involved. This music to the Manchester ears tonight. Already had one successful trip to the Basque Country. But to Dorgu's great relief, he's going to be awarded a free kick there because could have put United in considerable trouble.
Great deal of contact. Just getting a look at that ball. It's so good. To do better. That's a big miss.
Any hint of a loose ball and they're onto it. And DeMarcos was fouled in the end there. They're on with it swiftly too. Iñaki Williams, DeMarcos, Nico Williams. Tenacious play by Inigo Luis de Galarreta, but he's out-muscled in the end.
Straight away, they're going to press, they're going to try and compete. Partey will take that role on as well, he'll have a go. Just got to look a little bit quicker, don't they, the home team at this moment in time.
Berenguer, Anouan Sanadi, Maguire eyes firmly fixed on the ball, but still facing a physical challenge. Absolute clarity in that offside decision.
No rush, shall they? Manchester United, Harry Maguire just getting caught. Coming through the pitch. Maguire, Casemiro, Hernandez, they're going to have to lead, they're going to have to organise everybody to get a result here tonight. It's going to be tough, they can certainly do it, they need that experience, that's why they're probably just slowing it down.
Breaks for Garnacho. Dorgu. Dorgu again. Marcos on the defensive. And Iñaki Williams will be, I imagine, more than a touch regretful. task in terms of breaking down Athletic Club can be summed up simply by saying that the home team have the best defence in Spain. Nico Williams worrying the United defence and stealing possession back and really unsettling them, but no more for the moment at least.
They're just waiting for Manchester United. The passing is not quick enough. The traps are there, the press is really quick. Narrow four. Step right up, squeeze the pitch. Very, very quick on the counter.
Guided by Giza. Who's talent that's really emerged this season as in the tail end of last as someone who seems to thrive on the big occasion. And Sanadi left on the deck and disappointed. Tidied up by Yeray. Potential here. Iñaki Williams. Can he keep his head? Chance for Berenguer! And a heroic piece of defending in the end from Victor Lindelof. Well, United opened up, back to front pretty swiftly there.
Very quick, you just see now the space, head up, just has a look, puts it across, desperate defending. I can't believe he doesn't get better contact, he's having a look at the whole area, he just sort of snatches at it. See there, Lindelof was trying to see where it was going to go, but a big block.
Ultimately, you'd probably say another big miss for Athletic Club. Iñaki Williams with one great chance, Berenguer with another. Casemiro. Euro. You feel the hot breath on their necks, metaphorically and possibly literally in a few cases. But United have an opportunity to try and play their way into it again. Casemiro did really well. Garnacho. And that's a foul and a free kick, despite Danny Vivian's protests.
Moves it quick. That little bit of contact, he knows it's coming, rides it, and again you just see Manchester United not rushing with all the things they do, taking their time, setting it up. That's better from Manchester United. Casemiro, Bruno Fernandes. I think really Garnacho might as well stay a little bit wider between the full back and centre half.
Valverde acutely aware of the threat United pose from set pieces. Fernandez's delivery, Maguire to meet, and Danny Vivian eventually to clear.
I think that was something important, wasn't it, for Manchester United, the set pieces. Maguire right along that line, it's tight, he gets first hit. Pushing, a little bit of shoving, but I'm wondering what's gone against him there. But from there on, Manchester United put into good areas. I think he's certainly the target.
Historic night for Oscar De Marcos, making his 76th appearance in UEFA competition. For Athletic Bilbao, that's a record, outright. Oh, Alan Sanadi threatening to go all the way for a moment. It's broken kindly for De Marcos. The old stages cross beyond every red and white shirt. Pressure released from a United perspective. Foul by Sheesh on Mazraoui. There's not a lot of room for debate, isn't there?
Not really. There you go, right on his knee. Whether he's holding it, knows he's staying down, it can be uncomfortable then. To get up, I'm sure he will. Yeah, we can get another look at that. I think the officials will certainly, that's the reason why they did give it.
Hoyland holding it up really well. Ugarte, Fernandez, Garnacho. That's a foul, and a second in quick succession from Yuri Bershish, who has got to be careful. It's worth a reminder at this stage, if there are any yellow cards overhanging, they have been wiped clean, so no one is at risk of suspension tonight unless they get sent off.
Bershish tries to think, right, where are you going to go? But that extra step over, you're missing the first one, and the next bit of contact comes, and he stays down. Now this is so important. It's the delivery, it's to go in swinger, and defend it. Big moment.
United captain produce a moment of quality, just hanging it in there. Come out to Dorgu.
Soto, for his quality, expectation levels in those areas, doesn't often do it.
Berenguer trying to take it on after Nico Williams' his initial burst. And Berenguer's done so well to win it back. Nico Williams. Get his geometry right betwixt and between, and then a foul on Garnacho by the grand old man, Oscar De Marcos. Actually, it's a record-breaking night for him. 76th appearance in UEFA competition. Held the record jointly with Markel Susaeta, who may bring a grimace to the face of Manchester United fans with good memories from that battle way back in 2012. Patrice Evra certainly remembers him well down that athletic right United left during those two dramatic evenings.
It's amazing number of games, isn't it? Really, really good. Just there, Garnacho taking a chance on the edge of the penalty area. I think we've got to be careful with that one.
Saw Rio Ferdinand and Fernando Llorente, two key figures in those battles way back when, reminiscing before the kick-off when they brought the trophy out to display it. Fernando definitely won the day rather than Ferdinand. Rio played in the second leg of the old stadium. It's a touch of shank about that one. I think it is Zavala.
Just like them passes there, you know, those little bits of detail, so important. I'm going to take the game on, keep the pressure, concentration. In moments, yes, you are under pressure. Got to be better on the ball.
losing it. Luis de Galarreta, Romano Sanadi, and here is Yuri Beršić. Yeray. Berenguer. That's a teaser. It's beyond Marouane Sanadi. Berenguer was a free agent for a week during the summer. Did eventually re-sign from Pamplona, of Osasuna. A club in the region. It's been a home for English talent, but not Athletic Bilbao Athletic Club. They have a very unique recruitment policy. Flag up against Garnacho.
It's just that Manchester United decided to go long on the goal kicks. Casemiro, looking at Højlund, etc., getting into a position on the pitch so they can't get counted. They try to play out. We got caught a couple of times with a revert back. We'll soon see.
Influence on Athletic Club is most notable, as well as in the name. The red and white stripes and black shorts. They bought some kit in Southampton way back when, and they stuck with it. By DeMarco, surely.
He's looking at that thinking, not sure it is, looking at its contact, does it go down, another look, the race is on. You do when someone gets into that position, there's a little nudge. I think that tells you there isn't really much contact whatsoever. The initial thoughts were right.
To make the most of it, to get what you need.
Hope you're not looking at me there.
The thought did occur.
Okay.
Bruno Fernandes with the kick. It's certainly not amongst his best, but United may yet make something of it. Here's Maguire. That's a useful looking cross too, and a chance for Casemiro. And that is pure gold for Manchester United. And Harry Maguire, the stand-in striker against Lyon, has worked wonders as a winger.
Harry Maguire, somebody I know, somebody who found it tough at times at Manchester United, but look at this play. He doesn't give it up. He's so determined. I'm thinking that's it, it's closed, set it off, goes again. And it's just a great ball in, key area. You just look at Casemiro, the experience, he's waiting, the flick is there, and then you always fancied him early on that back post, but it was all about this play. That little bit of check, and then maybe you underestimate what he does. And the second touch there, allowed the space, and there he is, just the timing, that experience, what he's been through in all these competitions, he's there to help Manchester United.
And Casemiro, who excelled as a creator in the quarter-final, has popped up with a goal, somewhat out of the blue for the team wearing blue, to send the travelling band into ecstasy and increase the belief that because of all the dramas they've been through in this competition, that this may be their year. Ugarte in really strongly but effectively here. Højlund, Garnacho's slip. And a few suggesting there was contact with the hand. It did look like it might have been. Dangerous ball by Mazraoui, with which Højlund couldn't quite connect. Here's Fernandes. Dorgu's cross.
There's all sorts to sort out. It might have been a hand as he fell on the floor. I understand how they may be a little bit disappointed. They're asking, this is a wonderful ball. Is the contact there? They're asking the question. Just there. Hoyland who dives right into the central area. They just couldn't clear the lines. There's a little bit, not too much. There's a little bit of an argument after it. He's just having a look.
I've got no word of a formal check, and we will go on, although now we have. So, a little bit of scrutiny on that Rasmus Højlund incident now in the VAR booth. Marcos giving the referee the benefit of his experience and suggesting, well, there was a handball before that.
I think that's going to be the question as well. Yes, he slips, does it hit his arm? He gets up, recovers, and that cross was really good into that area. And there is some contact. It's not a lot. It's something they see can change the outcome of this game.
Just off the pitch, the fourth official from Denmark this evening. Not a lot, but is it enough? That is the question.
I think it's that left hand, isn't it? Over his shoulder. With a chat about it. There we go.
Well, it's all down to the referee's opinion after a second, third, perhaps fourth look. So, is the contact from Danny Vivian consequential enough?
There's you look there, that little bit of a pull, that left leg comes out. Do they see that? Is him engineering it? Do they say there's contact to stop him getting it? And he's gone over to the screen, we know what they're thinking.
He's got a lot to say too. Well, this is a really critical moment in the tie. United in front somewhat against the run of the game, and now potentially with a golden opportunity to double the unexpected lead. So, the penalty after lengthy deliberation is given, and Danny Vivian sent off for denial of a goal-scoring opportunity.
Wow, that changes so much in this game. We look at games and we wonder if something's going to surprise us at the top level, later stages in tournaments. That is a big, big call. Not only is the penalty maybe not a great deal of contact, but now to deliver the red card, that's a big, big call.
And I suppose if he feels, as he clearly does, that there's been no attempt to play the ball, and if you're pulling him back like that, then you aren't, then by the letter that has to be how it goes. But they've got to get their heads together here at Athletic Club, because it could all unravel. That's why they're unhappy. They felt there was a handball in the build-up, and they certainly got some justification in that. The instinct, not only in that aspect, but even in terms of the challenge itself, is that United are hugely fortunate here.
The game surprises us so many different ways. You see the disappointment, losing control now. That decision's made. It's there. You've got to react. You've got to recover. You've got to stay in this time.
Bruno Fernandes entered that critical penalty against Lyon in the previous round.
Bruno.
He's faced so many pressure moments. Here comes another.
Goal!
Coolness personified.
Easy.
And how the tide has turned here. Under pressure almost from the off. But now, clear daylight. 2 goals ahead against the team a man down.
That's the leader, isn't he? He's the person, he's the go-to. To have this composure in such a big stage in the game. To step up to the ball like that and wait and delay, wait for the goalkeeper to go. So cool. Just strokes it with that right foot. It's a brilliant skill to even do it after such a long wait. Look at him go. Finally, Manchester United get a little bit of breathing space. The tide's just turned.
Well, he netted twice from the spot against another Basque Country side in Real Sociedad at Old Trafford. Also in a major moment against Lyon in the last round. Manchester United's captain delivers once again in the UEFA Europa League. The question now for the home side is how do they react? Well, they've been gifted an opportunity early here. Casemiro's mistake. Nico Williams. And a corner. And a chance to reassert themselves immediately.
Yeah, good reaction. Putting pressure on. Creating a chance quickly. See Maguire just leaving that leg out. Trying to block that far corner. See why he's trying to do there, but that's exactly what you want from your manager. You just go 2 down and you're under that sort of pressure, red card, you're all over the place, you're waiting for half time and some recovery if we could get a goal after this set piece.
Williams will have to pause. She went into the book in the aftermath of the penalty award, drawing the referee's attention. Rasmus Højlund 2. A few enemies been made. Plenty of height on that one, but that's meat and drink for Maguire. The referee, we can't say he's not up with play, but he interfered there with Charagiza. And the strike in the end wayward from Iñaki Williams.
Referee involved too much. Tries to wrap his foot around. You see a desperate effort. Don't mind him trying it from there. Let's have a go at the situation they're in, but well wide. The referee there just getting in the way. Away from the ball. Manchester United again go direct, go wait. They'll delay it now, going into the end of the first half.
Williams is feeling now, in particular with that headed opportunity. Should certainly have been on target. We were talking about it before the game, Michael, about the number of red cards in matches involving Athletic Club this season. It's now the 6th match out of, this is the 13th, where a player has seen red. This is only the 2nd Athletic player to be dismissed. It's not been dull.
We expected it, didn't we? We thought there might be a little bit of action, a little bit of drama. But this, after Manchester United were under pressure, weren't they? A couple of chances early on that they missed, but Manchester United has stood it, waited. Look at the person who started it off, Harry Maguire, and that bit of skill which he had no right. And then things changed quickly. Talking points, won't they, about that penalty, the red card. A lot of people will be discussing that.
Garnacho. Dorgu. And of course the fundamental question that Athletic Club will ask is whether it should even have got that far, and he should have been penalised for handball on the edge of the area. Swift changes and some gaps to plug defensively here. The old fella, Marcos, departs on his record-breaking appearance. Sabel will come on for him, and Berenguer replaced by Aitor Paredes, who was sent off the last time these two met in a friendly. Paredes with the delivery.
It's the hardest at the moment. How do you change it? You go extra player and top wherever you can. Do you sort of retreat? Do you wait? Do you stay in the tide? It'll be hard to beat. And these are the areas now, but he might have just waited an extra 3 or 4 minutes to give himself a little bit more time. But when he's as experienced as he is, he knows exactly what he wants from it. He knows his players, and he's made the call.
Stacking it up there. Dorgu staying onside and producing a threat. And it is Zavala down well to save.
Getting on the ball, just sort of sneaks off, brilliant awareness. Bruno Fernandes just getting it out of his feet. Striking the opposed could say, but they're just trying to find the feet, aren't they? And make that change and go with losing sort of your number 10 to extra midfield player. Just trying to be hard to beat, to wait and get those opportunities, but just amazing how quick the game's changed.
United will certainly know that in the Europa League context a 2-goal lead is a long way from secure. Ernesto Valverde once lost the Champions League semi-final when he led 3-0 from the first leg with Barcelona against Liverpool 6 years ago.
Well, I think this is the point as well now, isn't it, for Manchester United? How do you approach it? Do you feel like that? We'll go all the way now. We'll change it, we'll come out, we'll go attack. Pressure, we'll take a risk. Shouldn't see it, could open the game up.
Well, Fernandes is through here and keeps his head. But the Athletic Club supporters holding theirs in their hands. Extraordinary. And no surprise that he is at the centre of it. He's carried them on their back at times in this European run. And he's got a goal that even already may be considered decisive.
It's a great little flick. Garcia just sees him. And in those positions, you fancy him all day long. He's got the quality, but he just sees the space, waits. Some of the players can't always get it, but Casemiro starts it off, forward pass to keep it going. This is incredible for Manchester United.
Well, we are just going to have a brief pause as we make certain as to whether there was a potential offside, and that check is now complete. I'm sure there are sizable number here who think this is all a bad dream. United have had some pinch-me moments in recent times in this competition. This is another. It breaks kindly here for Ansanadi and Iñaki Williams trying to make inroads, but the determination on display clear for all to see from Ugarte, whose delicate touch so vital in the build-up to that third goal.
See exactly what he's thinking. Please just touch me so I can buy the foul and wait. It's longer. Fans are not happy one bit. Again, we just talked about approach, didn't we? We talked, you're making forward runs as a midfield player, you're going to take that risk with the 10 men, and that's what he's done very quickly to get 3. That's a big change.
Keep looking at the top left-hand corner of our screens here just to make sure this is actually happening.
Well, it is happening. And you know, those Manchester United players have been through so much. Absolutely, we're delighted with where they are, confident, give me the ball, keep making runs, I'll give them a huge lift.
Well, it might yet break off Ugarte for Højlund. She's saying, well, he's still in offside position. There's got to be a decision in our favour. But he's not.
That's the point. He's not. Almost goes for him. Waiting, deciding what to give. Well, what happens here now with anything? That's what we'd say after what we've just witnessed.
What a chance on the near post there for Lindelöf. Oh, and Masraoui rattles the crossbar. Well, you could throw the dictionary at this and not find the right words to describe it.
Well, what about this for a strike? It comes all the way around it. You know you've hit it so well. He's under pressure. The contact's clean. Goalkeeper just watching, thinking surely not. And now, everything just keeps coming.
Yeah, they were just wondering whether there was a handball in there. As it is, the curtain falls on yet another barely believable first half of European football involving Manchester United. Some early scares, but then an extraordinarily fashioned Manchester United goal. Maguire working wonders on the wing. The flick from Ugarte, the header from Casemiro, then uproar. A penalty which in many eyes seemed harsh. Danny Vivian on Højlund. There appeared to be, well, there certainly was a handling offence in the build-up by Alejandro Garnacho, but after consulting VAR, he gave the penalty, sent off Vivian, then Fernandes converted it, and then went through for a third after Ugarte's flick. And having been under pressure in the first quarter of the match, they are now in an extraordinary position. Athletic Club 0, Manchester United 3 at half-time.
We are up by 3 goals. Nanyama 3 goals. First half 3-0. 3-0 first half. First half. Great ball, great game. Brilliant game first half. Brilliant first 45 minutes. Brilliant game.
Wait, if you were detained at any Maryland juvenile detention facility, this is the money glitch that's getting former detainees properly compensated.
Kade na abo sex wo hantino. Se oba na hawa abo modern na join no Hene David na yeni nkomo kakra nkomo aba no. Meje won so adwen kire bi ntino. Eba sa na also near WCC or Kumamua or Tibian or between there. Okay. One pass on what is saying a bay, a dini, or Mary, Michelle Papa, Kwakudan. I see you, Mama, florist. Hey, wow. Okay. Well, Yankwe, Lucy Boachi, thank you so much. Edomase Nicholas Yeboah Nepankasa, Erasmus Kwashi. Thank you so much for joining, David. Priscilla Atta. Priscilla Asarina say oh him me hu be a week ni. Nanama Edwasio Augusti Asamoah. Meaning Modine bi ha identity am of anche watching pamocho papa. Okay, OG Maulis Decor. What is saying? Mechia papa, thank you so much. Big Moro, thank you so much for joining. Samson and Ponsa. Mechia papa, Temi, Medowasi baby. Amavi Thierry, I see you. Medamasi Vida Oben, thank you so much. How are you doing? Eva Adam, hello Eva. Mecho on catcher, Mechia papa. Eva, thank you so much. Yadamasi papa. Steven Adani, Yadamunina Masi. Herbert Kujo, Yadamasi. Join me and Pacho share the video na love no suniako. Now, Pacho say wo hana na your first time o join David ya. Use me promo code for send this ka wo mra o use send wave. Use me promo code na for send this ka ko Ghana. Unim o send it just €1 per umbecha 10 euros account if you want. Send wave o send this ka no charges, no fees. Into modern use to send wave. One more money send wave need your money say and pass and make an no create. Be ana new to you. Ubisa comment section ya one more use to be no. Ebe can chiro. Omo fiti hu America ni ye hu. What must say? Into modern amu so abi ba ya want to say ama mensa mechia papa Millicent Sander. I see you Herbert Kujoni abusia nyina eramase. Enti send wave no and one will be a use. Uwi abomo or this free radina na ontu radina na betu nsuo so ama abo papa sister Dan bepam won tare nyina e de ama Philip Nkansa want to say me papa freedom fighter I see you Amore I see you medamu nyina mase oba bolo so na share na yenkowe now yemi nkomwe mpacho sister Dan bepam watare ama G Grow Share product uhia nkuto be ma video we radio here radio adding radio papa den say ebi na ohia mate nkuto e ka kire say me bibia nko bia no a me mesra say nko a epo nipa ne ande emmoa me nipa bia kra obi a woni me bia ne me say free me mofra say ya na mete na ni nyina ne nkuto na yesra no e na ye say mesra wasra nko ama wo ho ase ya kohwehwe jiglo echi akwan no ommoa why freedom fighter me da se bibia o say nice start we are thank you so much. Papa. Now, yafa yejumedie na enhihye so na yenko. Monim no. Our patients are running away without paying their bills. Nurse at Suntreso Hospital lament. Into uko Kumasi a we de mpacho me de famu na ama mokeke why. Me de famu teteteto na ama oni yenko. Nurse ya owo Suntreso Hospital Kumasi. Yaka Suntreso a enye nkran enye sehwi enye bono. Suntreso ewo Kumasi. Nurse na sema oka nyina ne say one more beja yarhwe wo no oba na yehwe ni wie won se wonam kanche ase wo dwonso wo akiro because wo mo low wo mo baby wo mo dwonso ja wo nan washroom no enhye da nya yi ase wo gimframa wo akiro ase wo twene kwati wo ase wo ba na de no ma dwonso papa wo hwe onipa ba achim futuro o chen o de sen wo ko amokuya Wogane enti ade a ekoso ewo ode sen ye kuro Ghana mu no precisely Kumasi eho no so de no ma memfa we so emfa mu mamo atwansi ya why baby ti se okọ baby ti se ye kuro Ghana no ma memfa we nkonko kire me se me program bi a me bi a mebo modern na me de ade bi a ye frɛ no Ghana pe de abremu we eyimu East Legon why One more East Legon no. Sa oko Ghana yankwa ye kuro mo na amusie ye sin dan me se hwe bi thank you so much Rich, me that's no gift why rich why me rich why me that's kofi mahumu nyina Michael konate mahumu wache ana ne Samuel ha Nicholas yebo ne bankasa an mpacho nti ade Ghana pe only in Ghana Ghana pe na abeko no ne de ye mu asase nti ne yetwitwa asase no bim ne de mani pa abre binom so utu ne net ye cap ma waboka be ye krom de ye jaya ma na wokohwe mansions udie me East Legon or this amusieyemu East Legon is amusieyemu Trasako we me de ba be fa mu na ma mo keke manka obeka sayi me nkomo mu ne ehia kese pa ne me de baba beto anim enkomo na ye ba be di ne ehia kese pa no mpacho mo ne ekoso Ghana no se mpacho mo pe o mu mpe o lo shed na ye de aba me masim bia meka bia no mpacho meja ma kire ma di nti no de yenko ne ntentem si mama say ya ha si dundum light no obi be ka kire say akwa mpacho me de wa woni me menya NPP na me se menya NDC me njo ne mo party ni da ye be face reality enes mo wa wokoto aba ma John Dramani Mahama no mpacho wiase nyina ye bo demonstration atai obi echi no ye de ma John Mahama debi because Jimmy Krona akufo adomo ye no eno na John Mahama to aso no as I'm talking to you right now no in the whole of Africa onipa na ye recognizing no Ibrahim Kojo Molosius Traore that's it ye ka president onimu nyansa na leader ode nhihye egu akwam amane ma ho adwo wo mo a it is not John Dramani Mahama and it is not any president bia than John Kojo Molosius Traore wono a enye wo president Jimmy no a mane ntotim ene eba wo ma ye bo wo din se wo mo ye leaders a ena kwana kwa even sisi ya meno ka say ya me beba life ya mi twa mani I saw it last night but mi twa mani ya no ya say American rapper bi ya friend 69 ne common name ana say edin a ye dinim ne pa ya friend 69 wa bonyum Ibrahim Traore oti America ena ono so ahya ase bonum advocate e de amai nye ama mani abre enawie ya me ka say nyina ne say brothers and sisters when I see a leader I see and I know bolo no so ne communion madam ase listen when I see a leader I can tell you say this is a leader just say na hwi nya me nwanwa me once ya wiase nyina wo mo ko ya wo mo kwa akohwe wiase aman hodo enne emu nipa wo mo magimi country by country enipa agimi wasase so omadwen wo fom a omuntumi nwene ntentem a bibia ni a nya jimi yentime react ono one right ni etieti aso no to jimi Ghana to so 8 enti de na be me nwa 69 me da say woni bibi one more America will tell you say tuntum for no e wo America no won ma dwene mu dodo se ne yan ya free Ghana econo enti obi ye corrupt to the sense say onya free Ghana a okokoduru America no o ka se obetimi a corrupt won mo wo America na o hwe ne redie ene ne ono wo America no say na say wo de me ne nyina ye wo de ye nyina ye Africa bon minua obetimi aye wad na ma yi say no say enti tuntum for America for akata for no omote wonom no won ma dwene ne nyina kwa kodu ba bi say me nhwe ma ye nfa corruption enye adwuma because ebegu adwuma no. That is the difference between tuntum ni awati America ni tuntum ni ofri Ghana ako. Pese me country must say when you have somebody like John Mahama, don't count Ghana as a country. Adentia obaye no I want to tell you something. Say Traore and the buy no abedisa na we ya enka by now ube hu nhihye ya edi oman tumpon. Hey, me lifetime Someone said for advocating Bachelor Bolov no Sumayan Kowadama. Me lifetime nina, Mousen ko for sorry Jama tuntumni, me we are seeing na since I woman, one more Mukwaya woman dear. Bachelor George Floyd was the first person who said we are seeing na beer can George wants him. The second time, Ibrahim Traore. Mami Musa was say, and there's a Koko ye John Mahama. Enti nka obenya wiase nyina ma ma kai kura abodin say your president be a friend of Mahama. No.
What is going on? What is going on here? Come on. Clear off commercials. Clear off. Clear.
What the other Bible? Into me say, and yammy one mother cemetery, yes, Ghana, a Jimmy 4 years and Ghana to 8. Because on what basis and how possible excavator operator no eti excavator no mugina nsuo na no a opia ne nsa kwa animu na apagya ade ne sei na opia ba nchen mu na ekofom na atu fom wanu netie no woye ne sei na atwen yo na de akogu nsuo no na ese nsuo cyanide ni ade nyina oyonko ne ti ho na nkofa sanai wo mai hu now Ghana mai na ya radio wo mai ni ya hey guy chale oh boy no I'm not excavator no hey what's your doing what's your doing papa na o metwam wo excavator operator no na omukọ ye kokodu ho no ma let's begin to pray and abako betiom na say akwano when on na yetwa no on na sense you know David a diamond me see assembly in the next 50 or 100 years to come no the children will ask themselves say are you really sure say nipa dasani omutumi twa excavator na onipa tim operate no omo sign no ekobom baye without putting down some measures ebemma saade na ekoso nega because mama can say mechira mo when you fail to punish the culprit, when you fail to punish those who are committing crime, Bible, what the Yanko Bible, Yanko Bible, I'm a family Bible, but of all no so any Yanko. I'm not quite more better agencies here. Had we Yanko Pona when I was here so born. Hey, a Christopher, no matter come. Wo nyankopon na wo jimi kakra sa excavator wa dwene ketekete sa akokọ clitoris wo nyankopon no mpo obo no o se ne second mayo oboso obeba ama wo ti wa wo twani an Ewrade ne ba obeba ndi obeba sa re na de an no se obebo boss so sekete na wa nane asase se nku adan a onipa ma ne ye bone nti Ewrade se sei ne obetwi nipa so de na ode betwi aso a mukura mutuwe musi nyankopon se yembon ya yebeye no wose odi oja enum da na e ba be hye mba chonya sa na mo preach o aso dem o da bi ade kire yin onya ye gbemi sabo wo ka kire me se wo ye nipa ti asase fi wo nkrofo na edi bone no wo ni stronger rules na e ode sen asotwen da ho ma wo mo a wo de be kesa nipa na so wo nya kwasia wo ye de ben allo bolog no so leader wo nya aboa ni entia trawo de honom wo su gidigidi no wo ye bema ye ne eto oman ne mra ne nhwa ade wana ne oga finish John ba no oba nyina no ne na ye meda ye mefe ne say okay omra because amama so egusu a ete Akufo-Addo can never top $58 million hey na sika aye abrofu ye didi di wa abrochi ebe nuru one or the same $1 million you ebe nuru $100,000 you $58 million Akufo-Addo edi emi adoma ha meba a oba yi no we nye se na ho amani ade wanam ka bai na owen ye tichi ni pasa ne eyi anoma echichichi ntetia oba wa hu bibi Oba ho bibi. Enti so mind da ho. Na ye nya leader mani ntumi fa mmara enchi nipa na wo mo di o man na wu a. Mba cho be da o man na tumpon. Abra papa we ba ye. John Dramani Mahama dane ne ho national prayer tower leader. Even and your first me. Was it the end of the episode? Was he enfre and say a prayer and Thanksgiving day? And you made it. And I say a workers day. Why? Asofo wo medi ewo wo Ghana me say bone be na wo Ghana asofo nyibi asofo akum nipa asofo atomona asofo atwitwa nipa aton asie nipa asofo edi ntu agu nipa asofo dia bone na wo Ghana asofo nyeye bone e wo Ghana ehu nyina asofo aton kokin sofo edi nipa sofo dia na asofo nyeye yente ho news da bia John Mahama no mo ti say ne ne ba wo bebe nyina wo se wo mo ne bo anoma ne tumi ba enti John Mahama ene Ghana so 40 John winning election wo ma bompa ya ma John akwa ho anwa we de bia mpa but na no ada kura say we cannot do without a prayer ti me pese me ko akiri me nka ne kase bia fa nkire mo sei ame na o ka sei sama unu say light and madin you see a friend low shade you say dem ya checha amamo energy minister na ba abonten ba be ka say wo pa mo cho eno o pa cho mante energy minister wo Ghana say yem pa mo cho why wasre mu ni aba no munya abatem kama ko atum yem enye ono a wo hwe say ne nti mo pe eno we are supposed to protect the earth and the earth in turn takes care of us but we are destroying it instead and I make how ya pesa mekachiro nyina no mitu mufo se wo obi a wadwene mu da ho na wodwene nko ade a na wo behunu se wonya foresight se this man ya obey yenya no wo Ghana sesi a ene ukọ na ukọ ye eyi odesen a yesi ni obi aka ne se sese bi o mo support asojafo aban adentia kabi ma meka bi na yeden edi enwamo mekachiro se sika etai Ghana no yenya leader bi ti se Traore ma na tena Ghana Burkina dia nko na Burkina wase ne Ghana he dia wo hwe ne Burkina papa yi ya less than few years you but oh na che se ne Ghana ye wode se ebro oi echen Traore ni Burkina ni dia na wo Burkina dia
ka testing no onye we
dia na wo Burkina
on respond here
dia
I have to China say, I want from me and I'm a call. Because I say, I was sending me away. Okay, me was sending message. Send me your time sheet and come pick up by 7 p.m. Okay. The send you man. On. Corporate me. Oh, some church will be ground. We throw new ways. Let me send them.
CBS Evening News every weeknight.
Level. Just going to see. Just sit in and wait. The chances, I think Manchester United can go literally as fast as they want and really put the tie right out of sight because there's no way back then, is there? That's the difference. They just come out a little bit slow from that.
Bruno Fernandes making an excellent darting run again. Alex Samadi has not been able to get hold of it. those type of situations too often. Fernandez on for Dorgu again. Great ball! And two hurling themselves at it, Garnacho and Hoyland. Joy for neither.
It's a great pass. You just watch this as he comes inside, he carries on. The weight is lovely. Great ball across. Is the contact there? Garnacho was asking to get it again. I'm not so sure.
Popped off. Sanadi again.
See, don't we, the setup? Think, okay, do we leave it at that? Do we wait? Do we lot of us side to side, passing, waiting, a bit frustrating.
Lindelof on the move. Fernandez. Sculpted pass almost towards Ugarte. Mazraoui. Garnacho. Garnacho. He might retrieve his own pass at this rate, but not quite.
Just have a look at that there. A little bit of coming together. Some contact. He doesn't just commit, fully slide in. His footing goes away from him.
Mazraoui. Garnacho. Maguire. And it's just breaking things up high up the pitch. It's going to be difficult for Athletic Club to get into any kind of momentum. Shirts hanging heavy at the moment. Mazraoui, Ugarte and Fernandez not on the same wavelength this time as they spectacularly were earlier. Aaron Sanadi looking to get away. Got the other side of Maguire. Adamant, like a few others, that he was fouled. It's not going to improve the mood of the majority in the stadium.
And actually set it off again, hasn't it? Referee, not one bit. The boos from all around. Of all people, Harry Maguire thinks I'm not getting involved. If I can help it, I don't want to touch him.
Well, there is a check, a VAR check for a potential red card. So, the incident involving Marouane Sanadi. Being scrutinised again. And the check is over. Harry Maguire formed his opinion very quickly.
I'm sat thinking, surely not. He knows exactly where he's going with it. Maguire's thinking, I won't touch him. I think you can afford to do that, can't you, with the scoreline? Just let him go through. See how you get on. Referee is in a good position. He's seen it very quickly and made his mind up.
Looking for a goalkeeper sat on the bench, Unai Simon, for his vociferous protests. Well, it's a tinderbox of an atmosphere at the moment.
Maguire there. So just look as his left arm comes across. Why does his feet give way? I think that's the tell. You're waiting. Engineering it, isn't it? For me, Maguire's not getting involved and too much experience.
Garte too quick-witted there to allow Marouane Sanadi to get away. Ernesto Valverde seems to be giving an almost constant lecture to the fourth official, Morten Krø from Denmark.
See a lot of this, like I mentioned, and I understand it why. People will be asking the question, what do you do different? Manchester United is trying to draw them out, and to make sure, game management, come away with a very, very good result. But the club, they just have to really consolidate, wait. Can they just nick something, like a set piece, a little breakaway? They can't afford another.
To let errors creep in and take their eye off the ball, United though. Mazraoui away. Garnacho gets a hold of it, for a while at least. And again, well, there's only one outcome there, that's a free kick and a card. Inevitable after a challenge like that.
As well, Garnacho quick, pushes it, and it's cleaned out. Poor tackle, but you always knew, or felt there's going to be contact. That's a feeling of disappointment. We just keep getting a look at that. I think we're going to see red cards given for that. He's doing it because of what's happened before, so they're going to test the officials out. They're going to see if there's any way. That's ultimately why they dive down in front of Maguire. What happens if, to ask the question.
Hoyland gets a hold of it. And Ugate's worked the shooting position.
As well with that touch there. Just no power, no accuracy. Better chance, better area. And you see off the finish.
Close to a ball that Marouane Sanadi could really compete for. Lenny Yoro. Here's Ugarte to Mazraoui. Mancunian voices filling the air in northern Spain.
And when you make trips for your team, you know what you're going to be. You know, they won't forget this so far, will they? What they've just witnessed, what they're seeing, celebrations.
Bruno Fernandes, Mazraoui finds Garnacho. Mazraoui tees up Casemiro and helped on its way.
Good sets, waiting. Casemiro. It's really one of those for the goalkeeper. Can he catch it? He decides not to take a chance as he is a little bit more on it. It's a bit more dramatic. Good build up from United.
A good opportunity from a set piece. Oh! And the post clattered by Casemiro. Well, he's had a habit of popping up in those situations in this competition.
Good delivery, runs good, times it, that leap, I've seen it as you've said many times, almost sneaks in that near post, the goalkeeper like he had it covered.
He ghosted in there against Lyon and brought the stadium momentarily to silence. His header drifted wide, that was closer. Nearly closer to definitively declaring for Manchester United. Well, Matthijs de Ligt is going to make an entrance here. Bit of a bonus. Amad Diallo also on the bench this evening, but it's Manchester United's tricky winger, Harry Maguire, who's going to go off.
Hasn't he contributed to the football club? Darker times, you know, inconsistency. Every week performances, but in this competition, he's led, he's given something different. A well-earned rest for him.
Back to a deeper position. Mason Mount will take up the left-sided role. De Ligt delighted. Back into the action.
We can put him on, can't he? Because of the situation where he's at. It's an ideal situation for him just to get some minutes, move the ball around, put his way back into the side.
Diallo's season was declared over, as we may see him before the end here. His first appearance since the 1st of last month. Williams involved in a bit of a street fight there with Mason Mount. Mazraoui. So they've hit the bar and post, as well as scoring 3 times. It's the team that have kept 6 clean sheets in the last 8, the best defence in the top flight of Spanish football this season. They'd only conceded 2 goals here in the Europa League prior to this evening. Florent Sanadi, Grosabel, Iñaki Williams. That's a little overcooked, but it will fall to the other Williams, Nico Williams. Bershish, Hernandez, Garnacho. That's enough hit by Yuri Bershish. And Nico Williams, and suddenly a bit of defiance from the home team. And every hint of an opportunity to make an appeal they'll take, but they were dreaming if they thought they were going to get a penalty there. This is Mason Mount. Hoyland's determination here, ahead of the ball. Garnacho, laid his arms behind the back. Iñaki Williams, on he goes. He'll bring Marouane Sanadi into it, who's certainly in that moment hint that he was blessed with the same level of finesse, but he's certainly got the same level of determination. Mason Mount matching them though at the moment, keen to make an impression off the bench.
Desperate for him to do well, but yeah, once he loses it, he gets back into areas, but as you said, people are looking for penalties, trying to get into situations, into areas, no contact, legs are just going, falling to the floor. Desperation, isn't it, to try and get the referee or the officials to do something. Mason Mount losing the ball and getting it back. So where is his Manchester United career going to end up? What type of a player will he be? Because he missed so much football.
First thing you notice as you look around the stands there, still with their team, despite the desperation, frankly, of the situation. Before tonight, we've still got 9 1/4 of a football match to go, and I did witness 3 goals in about 8 minutes at Old Trafford in the previous round. Athletic Club have never lost a European semi-final. 2 before. 2012 when they eliminated Manchester United along the way to the Europa League final, eventually losing to Atletico Madrid but beating Sporting Club de Portugal in the semi, and they beat Molenbeek of Belgium in 1977, lost on away goals in the UEFA Cup final to Juventus.
Where you're looking to me to say, is the tie over? Is it not? I know there's a long way to go.
Do you
not
dare
at that stage? I will not do that. this tournament that we witness, we have to wait and see. Football is that special thing of coming to get you when you're a little bit complacent. You can just see now the game is still just waiting for something to happen, something to change it slightly.
Mount. He's certainly come on fired up, and in forcing the issue, he's got a free kick for Manchester United.
He's got everything, hasn't he, as a player. Manchester United fans haven't seen the best of him, we know that, and realise why. He's always just desperate, he does everything right, and then he just keeps getting another injury. You can see disappointment in his face, and his teammates and the staff, to realise somebody who does things correctly yet still doesn't always get the right situation.
Casemiro up well again, but no worries. This could set something in motion here for Athletic Club. It's Iñaki Williams. Breaks kindly for Jaragiza. Make one shot save from Berenguer in the early stages of the game. Totally untroubled.
Jaragiza was the one I was looking forward to seeing him play, to see if he can control. There was a few little challenges, little duels early on in the games that could get tight and come out and drive forward. It's just completely changed so much, hasn't it, because of the way things have happened, and it's affected the game in such a big way. Concentration levels there again now. Manchester United, both sides really, quality, you've seen over and over again. There's a bit of nerves, a bit of tension you get to this stage in tournaments.
Well, Luke Shaw is going to get some minutes. Being managed, as Amarim said prior to the match. On now for Hussein Mazraoui, which will lead to something of a United reshuffle. Dorgu, who's already demonstrated his capabilities of playing on both sides, is going to make the switch.
I think you've seen that before, haven't we? Dorgu's first game. Seems to be one of those where you've waited such a long time for a signing to come in and play him with the opposite side. I think raise a few eyebrows and a few question marks and throw it at the manager.
Against that against Leicester in the FA Cup, where Manchester United won somewhat controversially.
It's an interesting game that he was at.
Recently played or started from the right in the home defeat against Wolves.
Trying it, he wants to look at him in those areas, coming inside, can feed players rather than necessarily down the outside. Talked about as well about his wide players, inverted, support, narrow like a little box, different situations, setups. He's stuck to his task and his beliefs, the manager.
Dorgu playing his part here and finding Mason Mount, and some urgent defending from Paredes.
Position defensively, that stop that cross right across the front face, but Manchester United now is coming a little bit more tempo, more aggressive forward passes.
Dorgu's delivery is just a little bit overcooked.
Find him in the middle. I think I'm saying, does he need to go over the other side or does he stay there? Are you sure that's his stronger foot, that left foot, as he comes and curls that into that far corner? I'm sure he'll keep trying it.
Gap plugged there by Yerai, and it's broken for Aaron Sanadi. The nature of that challenge is going to mean a yellow card for Mason Mount, who's been full of aggression and appetite since he's come on.
Not a lot in it. You have to let him go. Promise an attack. I think that's the word you might look and use. Bruno Fernandes' reaction said everything. You're honestly going to give a yellow card for that? I don't agree. Have an opportunity. Can we get something from something like this?
Casemiro winning his aerial battle in his own penalty area, as he's won so many in the opposite box tonight. Will it break for Garnacho here? Awkward bounce. Borgarosabel. Ultimately, the defender got back. page of the playbook does this one come from? Fernandes with the delivery. It comes from the one that says give your keeper a bit of catching practice.
Looked easy, didn't it? But had some whip on the ball. Kill it right round to that back post. Decided to go long. Yeah, but I'm just thinking there's a long chance. That's all. Shout at the second.
Sanadi. Casemiro. Wasn't a moment for cultured or constructive play. Gorosabel. Well, Williams has vacated that particular space. Well, there are many who thought Unai Gomez might get the nod from the start this evening. Indeed, that was the consensus amongst the press in these parts. And it comes on for Nico Williams. He thought he'd play rather than Berenguer.
That 10 role. He decided against it. Berenguer just moving into that area. He started well, didn't he? Got to some good position, should have scored. Berenguer as well. You know, deliveries were good. It just changed. He had to react quickly. Big changes. It was harder to beat. The third goal was a big blow. Just had to sit and wait and make changes. It'd just be really sort of an achievement if it was to stay like this from where it was. I would possibly say so.
I know it's a well-worn phrase, isn't it? But in these situations, but go out and not lose the second half, and then possibly in the minds. Although there's a slip here that allows Fernandes to feed Højlund, and he returns the compliment. Zavala has to get down. Casemiro's ball.
There you go. A couple of chances. I'm waiting for Manchester United to go for Gia. Good effort initially. Palmed away. Then, I like these sort of things. Quality. He was already checking his shoulder. He was already looking before that ball came back, just to see if he's there, see if he's got any space around him. Strikes, cross. That's what Manchester United need to do. I think they need to just up it slightly in this last 10 minutes and keep talking about it. For me, it'll be don't take any chances. Let's keep the lead of 3.
Had 6 efforts on target, 3 of which have yielded goals. Manchester United, that's not bad. That looked quite painful actually. Clash between Gorosabel and Højlund, they're both okay.
It's pushed, doesn't it? When it comes here, it does look quite nasty. Pushing the back, then the contact. Right on top of it. Not tight enough for goal line technology.
It's good to see everything's working. It's right on the line for Zavala. Teed up here for Dorgu, trying to thread it through the crowd. Some wave of red and white came out. United see it all the way back to Onana, who must have expected to be often at the centre of things.
Well, he was early on.
He was early on.
If you look, they were right under it. 3 or 4 opportunities, could have been a lot worse. And they were tested. Maybe should have gone behind, let's be honest.
Well, you're looking at the Inaki Williams chance, and Berenguer had one blocked by Lindelof. Shaw for Garnacho. That will sting the hands of the goalkeeper. Fernandez. Garnacho gets a hold. Hoyland. Seven on target. The official statistics say the club have had one, but they had the one blocked, which isn't counted in that. So further changes, and the real major bonus of the night, a player whose season had been written off, Amad Diallo, is going to get an outing. The night draws to a conclusion for Alejandro Garnacho. Dorgu, incidentally, the player replaced by Amad Diallo. And Kobe Mainu, such an important contributor off the bench against Lyon. It's not going to be as dramatic here, you wouldn't have thought, but steps back onto the European stage.
Players, they'll want to try and do something. They'll want to, rather than just say, well, we'll just wait, we'll be professional, we'll see the game. That'll be the message from the manager, the coaching staff, to keep it tight. But I think they've just got a little something special in the game where they're thinking, I fancy a little bit of it. I want to get back in that team. I want to play as many minutes as I can to the end of the season.
Here is Amad Diallo. By Lindelof.
It was tired, wasn't it? You got him being tested, you got him being pushed in behind you. The first opportunity was to give him the ball, didn't come back across. Get him on the ball, you know what he can do. Give him a taste straight away, get one of your better players into positions early, get him a feel. Match winners like that need the ball.
Rossabel's arriving on the scene, but tied it up well by Yoro. Well, they'll have red and white stripes on their mind a lot in the coming days, because they've got Brentford on Sunday in the Premier League. Go into it in a buoyant mood. It's not a fixture that carries a great deal of weight as far as their season is concerned, however. Here's Shaw, there's Fernandez.
He's saying sorry, because he knows with his quality, ball's good across, steps onto it, just opens that right foot, it's always rising. For him, because generally that's a real good timing for them balls. He seems to test the goalkeeper.
Player on a hat-trick. Another player departs in Iñaki Williams. And Diallo comes on for Athletic Club. He's born in Madrid. He grew up in the Basque Country and played in the academy at local club Begoña, which rubber-stamped his eligibility to represent Athletic Bilbao. Diallo. Fernandez. Late run from Shaw, chance for Hoyland.
Delivery's good, running a little bit too early. Still hasn't really created many opportunities. His moment was obviously the biggest talking point, which will keep coming back to the game. I still feel as a youngster, how do you affect it? What's next? How do you make sure you're getting chances, you're bringing the ball into play, you're occupying different territories? That's the next thing for him, to be more consistent.
So the brothers resting together.
Yeah, what are they thinking? You know, it's a dream to get to finals of European competitions, and what can be taken away? Have we got enough? Can we change it? Do something about it? It's been a devastating night, hasn't it? Regards to Atletico Club, Manchester United, can't believe it.
Seats beginning to empty. It's an admirable show of support for their team tonight. Tussling his way through a United free kick. Shaw's kick. De Ligt will retrieve it here. Yoro went to ground in the middle. It's a corner. Diallo to take the kick. Fernandez. Shaw. Casemiro. Paredes away. Mount. Fernandez. Added time in San Mamés. Is there time for one more decisive twist for Manchester United before the end here? Giza, Yorosabel. De Ligt seemed to have the matter in hand, but Yoro got his head to it. Some direct play by Diallo. Keeps hold of it for a while against the odds. Fernandez not conclusively away. Paredes there. If it could just get something to cling to. Athletic Club, it's Paredes, Garosabel, got 5 in the box here. Oh, and Unai Gomez is one of them, with Alvaro Diallo poised behind him.
Yeah, Diallo just wants to try and get some space. It was great footwork, there's nowhere to go. Gomez, that's the one, the timing. Could he have got something? They've been waiting the whole half for just one of those chances. It wasn't the best chance, but it was a good enough one to give them a better chance next week. Look, so I think they could have been a touch braver. They could have come out a little bit quicker. I understand why they haven't, but Manchester United slightly fortunate there.
Going into the book. puts his right boot through that. Ahmad Diallo showing his rich gifts. And he's trying to referee the game as well. He'll be penalised for handball.
Great footwork, wasn't it? When he gets to the other side, the defender played against him, think no, got to recover quickly. Just that little bit of contact there. And is that one of those where you know it's coming, try to win it, referee decides not? It looks a bit awkward, doesn't it, when he sort of gets the ball up.
He's had a tough night, but for his efforts,
it's the other side, doesn't it? Contact coming from both angles. Referee right on top of it. There's a look. Decides. Just going to give him the benefit of the doubt. This is the big moment.
Well, perhaps athletic clubs' hopes rest on this moment. If they can make the most of it, well, the picture changes somewhat. Ahmad Diallo placing the ball and stepping away with determination, but it's really straightforward in the end for Onana.
Good enough strike. Wall moves slightly, but comfortable into the goalkeeper's hands.
An extraordinary night again. The lack of noise at the end reflects a crestfallen scene in the San Mamés for the home team. Their dream of playing in a European final on home turf could well be over. Manchester United have thrown a wrecking ball through it. Casemiro with the opening goal after exquisite work by winger of the moment, Harry Maguire. Then the controversy. A penalty awarded. Danny Vivian deemed to have pulled back Rasmus Højlund. And once he was deemed to have pulled him back, after a lengthy piece of scrutiny from the VAR review point, the referee had to also show a red card. Fernandez coolly converting a penalty, and then subsequently, after an exquisite touch from Ugarte, making it 3. The tie surely beyond Athletic Club, but the way this run has gone for Manchester United, you never know. But they're in a position that was surely beyond their wildest dreams last night. For the first time, they win in this stadium, having been beaten twice before. And, well, they may well be returning here on the 21st of May, to the great disappointment of the home support. The final score in San Mamés: Athletic Club 0, Manchester United 3.
So with Geico, we can easily bundle home and car insurance and save even more.
Yeah, home, car, motor.